Was all that surgery necessary to get into MySpace, Facebook, or on my channel? I'm trying to create something new, different, and great. But just like playing chess, be careful of the next move you make. Return to planets of the apes, perhaps a kiss, maybe a hug. But one thing's for sure, I'll be there to show you love. Yeah, I'll be there to show you love. My heart was once lost. The writings on the wall. Was all that surgery necessary to get into MySpace, Facebook, or on my channel? I'm trying to create something new, different, and great. But just like playing chess, be careful of the next move you make. Return to planets of the apes, perhaps a kiss, maybe a hug. But one thing's for sure, I'll be there to show you love. Yeah, I'll be there to show you love. I heard it said before that we work on our dreams so we can thrive. If not, we'll work on someone else's and then we'll die. So let me introduce myself to you. I am Wanda D. Hollis. Now the D is for Denise, a name given to me by my grandmother. And Wanda was given to me by my great-grandmother. So there you have it, Wanda Denise Hollis. Now some call me Wanda D, and my close friends and family call me WD. But either way, I'm just passing through. You see, I came by to inspire you to live beyond your dreams, to go past the clouds and travel on Mars if that's what you so desire to do. Let me assure you that I truly believe in you. Your visions and hopes are seeds planted in you, put there for a reason, perfectly designed for you. I believe that the universe is simply waiting on you. Let me ask you a question. What are your desires? What is that thing? You know, that thing that burns inside of you. That thing that nags you. What is that dream that used to ride with you? I am here to tell you. I am here to encourage you. I am here to let you know that it's not too late to take that dream off the shelf and give birth and let it kiss the earth and then spread it as though it was a dessert. I am enough. I am enough. And yes, you are enough. You, and you too are enough. Now live knowing and believing that there is nothing, absolutely nothing you can't do. Why? Because together we are more than enough. Hey, it's me, Wanda D, the motivational queen. Thank you. Oh, God, I just love all of that. What was all of that?
All the extras. Those are sound effects we were talking about during the recap that we needed.
Oh, okay, yeah. So I'm gonna have to take that home. So, y'all, thank you. Come on in the room. Doesn't matter where you're tuning in from. You could be watching us on Fire Stick, Roku, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. Did I say Instagram? Instagram. And all of that stuff. We hot. We hot and we live. Oh, and we got a live studio audience, so I want the real studio audience to make some noise. Now, see that's like more like it, right? Like
some real energy.
They was faked out when they heard that clap. Like a game show clap.
It is a game show.
But we got a real studio audience up in here, and I just want to thank all my guests for showing up today. We're going to get into a real hot topic, hot topic. hopefully raise the awareness to some people that maybe sleep. So today, I normally wear my I Am Enough talk show, my I Am Enough t-shirt, but I wanted to wear my Wake Up Winning because I think we need to wake some people up so they can realize just what's going on, right?
All right.
But before we get into that, let's do a recap. Last time you were on here, you had your Q&A for your book.
Yes, I did. I had my Beautiful Hero Q&A. That was the first one that they've ever had on here.
Okay.
So
I
was
that's
really
big. I need a
excited
bell.
about that.
Ding, ding, ding.
Yeah, what
Now,
bell?
give me a bell. Somebody give me a bell.
Bell,
Okay.
bell.
So anyway, before she jump into that, let me have my co-host introduce herself. Tell them who you are in case they might not know.
Yes, they do. Most people do. But if you don't, my name is Shimia Hill-Burton. I'm the author of Beautiful and Hero. I am on social media platforms as author Shimia Hill-Burton, on Facebook and Instagram as author Shimia Hill-Burton.
Okay, great. Y'all got that?
Yeah.
Author Shimia Hill-Burton.
Author. Well, I'm published.
And she's published. Yeah, she's published. And she has a trilogy. So we got another book we're going to be rolling out really soon. I'm excited about that.
Yep,
and it's and they can buy it on Amazon. So y'all please go get the book. Support, we need to support one another. Show some black love. And so we have fun, last time we were on the show, we talked about the process of how to write a book, marketing practices, just diving in deep to where so people can really get going in that space if they want to. A lot of times people miss the mark on promoting, pre-promoting when your book come out, after your book, like where should you take your book to different platforms. So we gave a lot of tips, and if y'all missed the show, y'all can catch it on replay.
Yep,
because you can catch it on replay. Now I want to talk about some things that's coming up. Next Saturday, I'll be in Tampa. I'm the keynote speaker at Expanding Your Territory 2. I have to look up so I can think about. So this is going to be great. It's a very elegant affair. We're going to be networking. There's going to be some honors going out. It's sponsored by She Exists, which is a company that's really about letting women know they're not invisible and you exist and the things that they want to empower you to do. But at this particular conference, it's not just for women, it's for men and women. And it's mainly about the business end of how to get started in business, how to promote your business, just different things to be mindful of, like insurance, all this kind of stuff. So Tampa, here we come. We come into Tampa. And if y'all want to get out and come out and support, please go get your tickets. I think the tickets are something like $25, $55. I don't know how much the tickets are, to tell you the truth. But just go get the tickets and come on out. And we're going to have a great time. They're going to lay it out. We're going to have a nice full course meal served to you, some powerful networking. So, you can't go wrong with a good time.
No, you can't.
Right?
Never go wrong with a good time.
Never.
We always have a good time.
Right. And so what do you have going on? You have anything going on?
Not at this point in time. I'm still writing. We're still getting ready for Beautiful and Hero and French Heart to be released. And I'm also working on doing some tour dates.
Okay.
And some locations
that's
for
coming
next
up
year.
Next
For next year. I'm actually trying to get out. So look out. I'm looking to come to your city.
Coming to a city near you. I love it. So we also have the Wake Up Winning evening news that we started.
Yes.
Now, this is Facebook only. So if y'all not on Facebook, y'all need to come on Facebook. But what we do on the Wake Up on the Winning Evening News, we do interviews. So I want to spotlight people that's winning, how they're helping other people win, the struggles of winning, how to get back up after you've been knocked down, kind of winning, because it's all mental. And I just want to show the power players, because a lot of times, you don't have to be a celebrity to get attention. Exactly. There's a lot of people doing the work behind the scene, a lot of people putting things together, and I want to recognize them. So this is a call out to y'all watching. Get in touch with me so we can get you interviewed on the show. and then we can hook you up to the resources you need. I know that in business we're always needing something.
Yep.
And if we tell everybody what we need and we can tap each other on the shoulder, and you never know where that may lead to, because guess what? You're here because you were a vendor in 2018.
Yes.
You were a vendor.
Yeah, that's how
when we released our book, and she had never vended before, and now look at her. She's a co-host. So you just never know. So that's hot. So what we're gonna do is I want to tell them where to call in, because when we get going, we want y'all to have all the information y'all need to call in to ask these panels. I got some lovely people. Y'all gonna introduce them. I got some powerhouses in the studio that they set the world on fire. I just want y'all to know that. And I can't wait. I'm excited because let me tell you why. I'm take off my glasses for this. This is serious. It gets serious. When I take off these red glasses,
here we go.
It be all kind of serious.
Let me move out the way and go on.
Now, the reason why it's so important that these people are in the building is because they have something to say. Because they're tired of being tired, and because they are out here in the trenches making a difference. And I have some of them I've never met before. But some I do, and I keep up with them, and I'm just in there, and I get excited every time I see them doing something, because iron sharpens iron, and we have to realize that there's no competition between us unless we make it. And the only thing we need to do is just start to try to corral the people that want to be about making a difference, and that's what today is all about. Yes. This isn't about talking about the woe is me's and the they did it to us and nothing. It's like, what do we do now? So we're in that what do we do now season.
Yep,
that's a good season to be in, ain't it?
Yep, what do we do now?
What do we do now season. So when we come back, we're going to take a short break. I want you to check out the commercial for Expand Your Territory. I want you to check that out, and you'll probably look at my commercial, and then we're going to come right back, and this panel is going to be hot and spicy, and it's going to be on. We'll be right back.
Coming to Tampa, Florida on November 9th, She Exists presents Expanding Your Territory, Part 2.
My name is Janelle, and I am CEO and founder of She Exists. She Exists presents an amazing night of the Expanding Your Territory Part 2. That's right, I said it, the Expanding Your Territory Part 2. It is coming to Tampa Bay, Florida on November 9th. Come on out and enjoy an amazing night of speakers as they share health, education, and knowledge at the Expanding Your Territory Part 2 on November 9th. For more information, please reach www.sheexist.org, www.sheexist.org. You don't want to miss the 3-course meal. The ambiance is elegant. Please come out and enjoy and have a good time. www.sheexist.org.
Wanda is considered one of the most passionate and positive people you'll ever meet, both personally and professionally. Her inspirational mentoring, sales, and customer service training has dubbed her to be Wanda D. Hollis, the Motivational Queen. She launched Wanda D TV, a revolutionary online real estate talk show where local businesses and community leaders discuss their services, issues, and concerns. Wanda is passionate about helping people achieve their goals and dreams. She has gone on to pursue many passions, including her I Am Enough talk show, having a seat on the West Georgia Board of Realtors, author of inspirational and motivational books, and also a strong supporter of several nonprofit organizations within her community. Wanda believes that there's no such thing as bad decisions, only regrets of not making the right attempt. for speaking engagements or to book her for your next event or conference, please visit www.iamenough365.com.
Hey guys, welcome back to the I Am Enough Talk Show. I'm your host, Wanda D, the Motivational Queen, and joining me is another co-host.
How y'all doing out there?
That is Kenwardo Moore. Kenwardo, tell them a little bit about yourself and why you're here today.
Well, my whole story.
Well, you know we don't have time for your whole story. You
it
already know that.
I will sort it up. I brief description. My voice is kind of hoarse, so excuse me on that.
That's okay.
I'm born and raised on the south side of Chicago. I moved to Atlanta, Georgia at the age of 33 years old. Ever since 2003. You know, I'm a son of a Black Panther, you know, and a son of my mom was an educator. She taught me a lot about Black history. And I'm just a brother that care about the people in my community. So I guess you could call me an activist.
I guess I can.
Yeah.
Okay.
Woo, woo, woo. Give it up for the activists. All right, then. Don't be playing around here. He said, I guess you can call me activist. And I like the way you kind of like gave us the short version of your whole life.
Yeah, that's short.
You know, because he said, you want me to tell a whole story? Absolutely not. You don't have time for that.
You know, I don't talk about
But why are we here today, Ken?
We're here today because, you know, I feel as a people we need to stand more in unity. People out here suffering, we're in pain. You know, our kids out here suffering, and enough is enough for all the jokes and the bickering and the arguing.
Yeah. I heard you today, and I wrote down something that you were saying, no more. You kept saying that all day, no more, like, no more.
Yeah, you know, somebody got
Tell us what happened. Tell them what happened today, a couple days ago.
So, Friday morning, my pastor, my reverend, a brother that I love, a brother that always opened his doors to the people in the community. He had got off of work. But yeah, at 10 o'clock anyway, he went to the gas station. It's 479 Joseph E. Boone Drive. Went to a gas station and was talking to some young brothers, was complaining about some prices to the people, to the owners of the store. And you know, Dr. Slaughter confronted them, told the young brothers, y'all don't spend your money here. And so he got into an altercation with the owners and stuff. And so the owners pulled the gun out on him.
The owners pulled the gun out on him.
Yeah.
He did. What'd you say? He slapped his gun up on the table, like.
You know, called him the N-word, told him get up out of his store. Mm-hmm. So yeah, you know, we got to stand up for something.
So he pulled the gun on the wrong pastor.
Yeah. Cause you know what? Cause I've been out there for the past few days, and a lot of people in the community told me that them people are nasty anyway. So it's time for the people in the community to stand up. See that no one said anything. So I guess Slaughter was the first person that said something. So they really messed with the wrong person. They didn't know who that man was. They probably thought he was just an old man getting some gas or something. You know.
And they underestimated what's gonna happen. So now we're boycotting.
Yeah.
Right? And it's what, 2 days now?
Yeah, 2 days in.
2 days in.
2 days in. Yeah.
And you say you got a night shift, because I know you were out earlier today.
Yeah, I've been out since Friday night, and I'm sore, but it's for something.
Yeah.
You know, to me, take the people. It's the people in the community to make a movement. The people in the community has got to stand up and say they don't want to take this abuse no more.
Right.
Period.
So that's what we're going to be talking about. We're going to be talking about what recently happened, which this is nothing uncommon, and it happens all around the country. You know, Atlanta's no different from Detroit, Flint. You know, already like Flint, they just forgot that they poison our water system and that they're still dying. You know, but you don't hear about it. You know, and even though, and what I don't know if y'all caught that either. This will be part of your department, but I'm going to talk about it for a minute. As I was on my Facebook scroll news, I ran into a situation where the gentleman in Flint he had built this machine that was cleansing the water. Did you see that? It was cleaning the water so people could literally come there with their dirty water and they would clean it in this system that he created. And somebody vandalized the system. they ripped it apart. They poured oil in it, like, to make sure that everything was destroyed about it. It's like you can't even do the right thing for your own people without somebody maliciously attacking them. So yeah, we're going to get into that now. We have some other people in the audience, and I want them to introduce themselves, because we're all about to just engage in some conversation about some different issues other than what just recently happened. We're going to be talking about the unfair treatment that we suffer as Black people. I don't know about you all, but my son is in Detroit, and every time I get a call, I'm clenching my pearls, hoping that it's not a bad call, and this is just the plight of being a Black mother. We have different issues than other people. And one thing about it is, I thought that when my daughter graduated from high school, I said, okay, I'm done with kids. But you're never done with kids, because you got grandchildren, and your grandchildren got to marry other kids. And so, it's just this cycle of, I'm not done with kids.
Right.
So we're going to be talking about that, and Shimia has some information for us that she's going to share with. I know that there's some people waiting to get their justice, their time in court. And so I went to Shimmy and I said, you know what, I need to understand the system a little bit better, because we seem to be protesting, but there's not movement. So what's the proper steps to go through? So she did a lot of investigating and digging up. And then I came up with the idea that we need law literacy classes. So we're functioning, we're moving in the right way instead of just moving emotionally. So without further ado, I want to introduce the three people that we have on the couch. I want to actually introduce everybody in the studio. So can we start with you, sir?
Yeah.
Okay.
How you doing? My name is Stephen Chapman, and I run ATL Access, media marketing company here in the city. And I'm just here to, give a little bit of insight on the solution to most of our matters. And like y'all said earlier, it's very hard for us to operate in this system. The system wasn't built for us to operate in, functioning wise and doing all we do prosperous. It wasn't built for us. So as we make the breakthrough to try that, we're going to get the resistance. Mm-hmm. So it's just basically we have to be our own recognizant people and do our own thing, become a nation, and actually be litigated and do things our way. We can't keep doing things playing it. It's like your parents. You can't do things in their house the way you want to do it as an adult in your own house. So you have to go get your own. And as a people have to do that. And that in all this, getting beat because you're in somebody else's refrigerator. You should have your own refrigerator.
That's right.
At the end of the day, it's just raising awareness of being self-sufficient.
Okay. Awesome. Queen?
Hi, everybody. My name is Troya Bishop. I go by Old Bad Troy. That's my activist name. A lot of people know me from working with this brother and a lot of other people with Al Sharpton's National Action Network. I was one of the leadership commissioners for many, many years. And now I'm here to honor my elder and my mentor, Dr. F. Keith Slaughter, who, as Conwado mentioned earlier, was assaulted and mistreated. And so just want to share my thoughts as we move forward.
Awesome.
Yes, I'm Leonard Jones, National Spokesperson for New Order National Human Rights Organization. Our president is Gerald E. Rose, and I'm an activist in the local metropolitan area. I've started a lot of work with my friend Troya right here, so we go back, way back in the streets, organizing as much as we possibly can, and trying to make people aware of what's going on.
Okay, great. I love it. I want to get the mic. Yeah, you can give her the mic. I just want everybody to introduce themselves. And I don't know why you looking at me like that, sister. You know you got something to say.
My name is Star Waters, and I just thought I was just going to be an audience person.
Well, you are. You are.
But
how you doing?
I'm doing
Hi,
fine.
Star Waters. But Star Waters also. Now, let me just tell y'all the tea on Star Waters, since she's trying to act shy and all.
Star Waters is our our wealth guru. And she's done an amazing transformation. She has a podcast. She is the person that I call when I ever feel ill. I'm like, I gotta call Star. I don't call the doctor. That's my doctor. I call her first, and she tells me, what I need to do. So that's who's in the building. Make no mistakes about it. We got the big guns in the building.
Oh, that's so sweet. Well, Star Waters is my name, and healing a nation is my game.
All right.
Okay, now.
See, that's what we need to
Bing, ding, ding. Okay.
Well, in that case, Sister Star, looks like I'm the only audience member here.
No way.
Right. My name is Camila Montgomery, and I am actually I'm a spoken word artist. I'm a playwright, and I host my own poetry shows. I'm also an activist as well, and I try to give back to the community through my plays and my poetry. I want, as far as the entertainment industry is concerned, I want to do things that are serious, and that relate to the community. So that's what I do. That's how I give back.
I know.
All right.
Ding, 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 ding. Y'all keep that mic over there. So we're gonna jump into this real deep here, and I want to know, and this speaks to a culture thing too. The fact that, just talking about the pastor, the fact that he was disrespected, like, who gives anybody the rights to feel like they should disrespect elderlies? And I think that's really our culture, the culture that we in. And not to say that he behaved badly, but I see our own kids disrespecting ourselves and disrespecting kids. So what do you think? And I know that it's the business entity and the respect that the business owes the people, but what do you think in terms of that whole situation? Anybody can take that. That's
anybody.
Good question for anybody.
Right. Start out to me. No, we shouldn't disrespect our elders. We shouldn't allow anyone else to disrespect our elders, and that's where I stand with it. I feel we need to stop giving these people our money, get our minds right, and stop giving them power. And I hate to say it, a lot of us are walking around here dead. We just don't get it. So I'm here to fight. I'm here to fight to the end, until the day I die. The fight don't stop till the casket drops with me.
Y'all heard
and that's
that.
the way it is.
Where is my bell? The fight don't stop till the casket drops.
Well, hi, my name is Stephen. I look at it as a systematic or structural thing. Once again, the pastor has to go to that man's store for something. You see what I'm saying? Whether they burn goats in the back or whatever, he has to go to that store for something. Until we create that need to where he comes to Mr. Kawan's store or my store, where he may feel a little bit more comfortable, a little bit more respected, I believe we have to create those kind of systematic places for our elderly people to depend on us and not depend on others.
Yeah, I definitely agree.
Also, we have to realize this happened because of Slaughter. A lot of us may not know who Slaughter is. He's a pastor that does lots of work in the community. He has his own radio show in the morning. So this kind of just happened to be Slaughter. However, if you're going to establishments where they don't treat you properly, don't ever go back.
Yes.
You a person shouldn't have to go on the radio, and there shouldn't have to be a boycott. The first time they disrespected anyone in the community, you should have automatically stopped shopping there.
Right.
So that's what we have to do. We have to stop waiting until things get popular.
Right.
And just stop. If you went in there today and got called out of your name, don't go there anymore and tell everybody around there don't go anymore.
Right.
It shouldn't have had to be Slaughter, because I'm sure this has been happening. And I hear it a lot because we boycott a lot.
Yeah.
And every time there's an incident that becomes popular or viral is when people start talking about it. But as Conwardo mentioned before, if you live in that neighborhood, the message is for you to stop shopping in that store. I'm not traveling 30 miles
out my way
to go to your gas station.
Right.
So that's the gas station in your local area. So everyone that lives around that gas station needs to stop going there.
Anybody else want to chime in on that?
So I just kind of to reiterate a little bit about what he said, and to be really clear, when the incident first happened, the owners at the store were still being rude. They didn't want to talk to anybody. They had absolutely, totally, and completely nothing to say and did not want to apologize. However, now that we're a few days in and they have started to feel the pain of folks not shopping with them, because under the excellent leadership of Brother Kim Wardo and a lot of other powerful black men in the community, they literally shut it down. So there's no revenue that's flowing up there. Ain't nobody buying no gas. You ain't buying no chips. You're going to get it somewhere else and you won't get it. And so what we have to do is be absolutely fed up and be mad enough to say we just ain't going to shop there. Now, I personally would like to see them completely shut down. Right. But now, we're a few days in. Now they want to talk. Okay, now what happened? No, we apologize. No, we don't even want that. We coming for it all. And that's how it's got to go. And we really need people from other communities to start seeing people as black people as more than just dollars and cents. And that's we really got to continue to push the boycott, because they will come and sell us hair and sell anything else just because they can, and not care about us as a people, not care about our pain, but care about our dollars. So we got to keep pushing it.
Yep.
And I just want to piggyback on that. One thing we also have to do when we boycott, when we shut them down, they're just going to go somewhere else and open up again. So we have to. What you said is we're going to have some literacy classes. We need some financial literacy classes as well, so that we can teach people how to pool their money, how to open up their own business. We can open that business up again. That same spot.
Absolutely.
Exactly. So, because they're just going to go somewhere else. That happened again, happened before over on ML King. And they moved right over there across from West End Mall. And we found out that's where they moved, and they shut them down again. So that's exactly what they're going to do. So we need to make sure that the people in that community and everywhere, will make sure they come back and open up as a black business. Right. We need to do business with ourselves.
So since there has been those boycotts or whatever previous, has there been any black-owned gas station convenience stores coming up since then?
Only one that I know. Only one, and that's in College Park. It's the only black-owned gas station that I know.
And they are very hard to buy in and to get into. And so people really got to understand it. It's systematic.
We need a mic, sweetie.
It's intentional that black people aren't able to buy. That's intentional. And if you actually go into reading a lot of the rules that people have come up with and the policies and the procedures in order to buy a gas station, they intend to keep black folks out on purpose, because there's a multi-billion-dollar industry with selling gasoline. It just is. And so that's why you have to register to vote. But first of all, you got to know your history. A lot of people want to do stuff and jump up and run out and be mad and get a sign, but don't actually know who came before them, what happened, why it happened. Because every single time there's a boycott, there are policies after that to try to push more people out so that folks can't be empowered. That's on purpose. So that's why we have to continue to register to vote. We have to know what the policies and procedures are. We have to know what the laws are, who's making them, what their interests are, and so on and so forth. Yeah. That's what organizing is.
That's definitely, and that's why we're here today. Now, we talked about something. I just want to say, to your point, financial empowerment, literacy. That's one of the deep roots of our problem, because we don't have enough buildings with our name on it, hanging. And also, I went to see my buddy. She has a paint sip shop, and we had this conversation in her shop yesterday. And this is where we get in trouble, because we have businesses, but we're so unforgiving to our own people when they're in business. The same strength that you go to Walmart, and Walmart treat you bad, and you keep running up in Walmart without any thought about it. But if and her and I talked about that, but if she has one misstep, then they're going on Yelp. She gets a bad review. They're never coming again. They're never saying anything, and it could just been a bad day or a misunderstanding. So I just want to say to us listening to be mindful of that, because everybody has a bad day, and it's not so, but I would never treat you as bad as somebody else is going to treat you. Never. Like I might say, hey, I forgot to call you back. Oh, I'm so mad, I'll never talk to you again, But then the other person called you way out of your name, and you still went running up in there. And talking about owning our own, My grandfather had a gas station, and they're not that hard to get. You just gotta put your money in the right place, And if you want it started out with him and his friend. They owned it together. Then they eventually split, and they had their own. So, and it was a franchise with Shell. So we can own stuff. We just gotta fix our credit. We gotta set up business right. And there's educate
you gotta educate yourself on what you want to do.
Listening on a gas station?
I'm just saying.
Gas station? We got a whole bunch of people send your way.
Look, that's with any business. That's with any business. You have to educate yourself on what you want to do. So you have to look. There's plenty of different things on. Everybody, the young people. We go on YouTube. Everything you want to find and stuff that you don't even know that you was gonna find, you can find on YouTube. And you could start looking on the internet. There's so many different programs, and even in other states they have programs and stuff that they may have there, but you might be able to get the information, just the background information of how to get started, because some places they starve you of the information. Some places give you the information. Some places are going to share it. Some places are not. You got to look all around so you can get the information you want. I really do hate that happened to anyone. I don't like hearing how people do act, but sometimes that's about the way people. We know the ignorance of how people are raised, and we know about the ignorance of how some people want to fit in a certain model. So they act a certain way because they think that's the only way they're going to get their business off the ground. That's the only way that they're going to get, however they're going to get whatever. But people who are raised a certain way, and I'm speaking from experience from living in a whole nother country, because I grew up in Germany. So I didn't grow up in the United States. I grew up in Germany. And with that being said, you have it there. Well, I was over there before you remember my background. I was there before, for people that don't know, I was there before the Berlin Wall situation happened. During and after it. I got to see the whole thing blow up and come down. So you can see the different types of individuals out there who, the different ranges, they're all German, but you got this side, you got that side. Here in America, we're a melting pot. So we're always saying, well, it's the white person, it's the Jewish, it's this, it's that. In Germany, it was just them. And they was doing the exact same thing. You got to understand the separation.
It's real.
Because, I know everyone, we get into the black politics, the ancestors and everything else, but that makes us different. We can be open-minded to, we can be more open-minded to not being stuck in those rut boxes like they were. That's all they knew. We can always evolve.
Yeah.
So that's my.
Well, I like that. What you about to say, Steve?
Okay, so from that point, evolution is needed.
Yes.
To change from our present condition to something futuristic or something better. Now we all have a place we're going, and we need to know what we're building and where we're going to. If it's that proverbial Wakanda or whatever situation, we got to know that this system ain't built for us. So we're going to run into these little things every day. Every other day. We're going to run into these same things because we are the stigma of this country. Ill. People from other countries look at us over here as ill. Not the popular ones. They're cool. But the ones that are working on the ground each and every day, we're looked at as ill. I don't know if that's because we devalue ourselves or we don't project ourselves in the right light. You get all kind of situations why, but we got to, like Mr. Ken said, we got to come together and build for our future so that we won't run into these situations. It's all systematic.
Well, I have a question. I have a question for you then, since you have the mic. So can you offer some suggestions on the how to? How do we organize?
How do we organize would be just to think we all come together in one sense, and that's money. We all know that money is the way to empower any situation. You can go from a poor person and then just, you run into some money somehow and then your whole life changes. You're not back on that corner no more. I take Samuel L. Jackson for a situation. He was here in Atlanta with a dope head or whatever in the 80s. And now you look at him and he's a mega million movie star. it took a process, but it also took a process of change. He didn't stay in the rut. So I offer a solution to consolidate our wealth. Everybody's speaking it now. You know, we need to come together. We need to be unified. First, we got to be unified financially, and not unified under the European branch of government. The European branch of government says capitalism, poor, you know, CEOs get rich, poor stay poor. That means we're in that poor shadow. You can't operate under capitalist society and think the poor are going to be winning. It's not. And that's where we at now. We're like, the poor will win, we the people. And it's like, but the system is designed for y'all to stay under. You know, that's why Trump can do the exact same thing you could do, but be president. Because it ain't built for him to fail. It's built for us to fail. So now once we go to building, and we started with our own industry. It's all about money. It's all about what we can leave our kids.
Because I know you're doing that coming together in the entertainment
industry, the film industry. We are all entertainment people. We are all you're doing entertainment right as we speak. This is the way we convey our message to the people. We can't talk each other to death, but we can convey each other through that television. And all our kids, if you want to reach them, you got to reach them on the phone. That's where they're at right now. You can't reverse it and sit them in no classroom and teach them black excellence. It's not going to happen. There's no classrooms and no university is going to crank up and say, let's teach entrepreneurship and black excellence. So we have to create our own industry by what we're booming with, and we're booming with our intellectual property and our entertainment. So now we must educate through these platforms. But these platforms also have to be systematic and together. It can't be one internet radio station over here, one and 1,000 over there, and 2 over. They all have to be under some kind of associate press. All the news media on the mainstream are all under one thing, associate press. So where is our associate press for my media company, your media company, your media company? We're not together. So now when I run a story, you don't run that same story.
Right. Okay. So I have an idea. Until that day can come, then this is what you just said is that we need to have a better communicative vehicle between media, because it's called a medium. But I know a lot of people in media, whether they're on mainstream or underground, but that being said, we're still not, like you said, we're still not talking the same thing. We're still not promoting, sharing.
So we have no power.
Information. So our power is limited. But I think we do have power, because if I reached out to Ken. I called him and said, Ken, I want to do something. Who can you get some people in here? That was systematically designed. Y'all not here by accident. You're here for this discussion right here. This is our town hall, and we got some people online watching, listening. They say, great, we're doing a great job. So shout out to them. But my whole point is we have to start somewhere. And until we can get and that's what I was saying in the beginning, even if it's just a phone call, me saying, Sister Camila, I want to share this information with you, and she take it, like we're like pigeon carriers. She carries it, you carry it, you carry it, you carry it, and then at the end of the day, the message has gotten out. No, we weren't under this big mega brand, but we do have power, and I really feel like our power is is not being utilized properly through the tools that we have fully.
It actually is. It actually is, because music is our language. And we, like I said, the film industry, but the music industry is a subsidiary of the film industry, and we carry our messages through music. Even from back in the slave days, the hymns were a way to communicate. So, but the part of it is we don't own music.
Right? I mean,
it comes from us, and it's come from slavery, but we don't own no piece of it.
But we want to know. I want to know, what can we do today? Like,
start our own film industry or music industry.
Mic, somebody else. I want to hear somebody else on the mic. No, Star. You keep the mic over on that side.
I think we have to have the young lady was speaking about before. There's a practical approach to business that a lot of people just miss, and it has to be a compelling product. And one, I believe in black power and things like that. Money is green. So just like you have to get a white person to buy something, you still have to appeal to that black buyer as well. So it's great to see folks like you all, you're authors, you have books, you have radio shows and things like that. Power is subjective.
Exactly.
I got a lot of power. If I pull a pistol out right now, I can make everybody lay down.
I'm not laying down.
I'll let you stand up. But I think sometimes we take the power thing too far. This is what happened with white folks and how their little system got messed up. It's because they may have hated us, but they wanted green dollars. The impetus was a ride to work and say the bus boycott.
Exactly.
So this is what the issue was. There was a need to get back and forth. Those black people went without that ride for a very, very long time. Okay? Now, people say, well, why didn't they just invent their own bus system? Finance. We talk about black businesses and black banks, for instance. We had this huge conversation. Are those black banks lending money to black people at rates different than white banks? Are they accepting any, waivers on credit scores for these loans? So really, how black is the bank? What is their mission? And that's what I think we have to understand is a mission. Exactly. Not everybody, I respect black people as people first, not as black. I respect them as people. So if I was going to bring you a product, first of all, I would look around me to see, was anyone else selling my product? What are the prices of those other products? So we have to really, like you said before, financial literacy is a big deal. And that's what we have to focus on is, if you want to take power in your community, are you capable?
Why you give her the mic and keep talking?
Were you finished?
Yes.
Okay. Well, I just want to jump in and just add that first, I would really want to encourage everybody. And I know when we have these conversations, it's really hard and sometimes it feels grim. But in 1953, actually, Dr. King wrote a book called Why We Can't Wait. And the book actually was summed up with what he just said, with that we need our own ownership, and if as long as we're in this system, things aren't going to change. Dr. King wrote that book in 1953. Now, granted, most people haven't read it, along with a lot of other books that he actually wrote, with a lot of the other essays that Malcolm X wrote. But I bring this up because we've been here before.
Yes.
And in spite of being here before, we have still been able to come together to pool our ideas, to pull the little bit of resources and time and energy that we did have, and we still were able to make progress. So whether you think we're making progress or not, whether it feels like we're making progress or not, we are. And let me also just add, if you really look in the history of the entire world, and if you look at people who have been, number one, in poverty, and number two, have been oppressed as people, what other people besides specifically African American people have been able to thrive and influence the economy and the culture of the rest of the entire world? The answer is nobody except for us, except for African American people. So our culture and our dollars matter everywhere in the entire world. Nobody else can say that. Not the Han Dynasty in the 500s in Asia, not the Qin Dynasty. Like, nobody can do that. We are absolutely powerful. We are going to win this fight that we call life. It's just a process. And these conversations that we're having now are being had in many, many other places. And they will continue to be had, and we will continue to come out on top, and we will win.
Absolutely. Ding, 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 ding. My fake bell. I would have rung my fake bell. Ding, 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 ding. I really think though we have to address the economic system, and everybody is talking the same language, and that's a beautiful part. And that's when you know you're in the right room. And like I said before, iron sharpen iron. Ken said, like, I'm sick of it, I'm fed up, and we need to pay attention to our black dollar. I say that all the time. Every time I leave out the house, I want to be mindful of where I'm spending my money. And because, like, I know, so this is what I say I can do, and I know that I can do this. I can start a list, and we have many lists of black people, businesses, and this, that, and the third, but I don't think it's being circulated. So I think it needs to be circulated more. I think it needs to be posted more. Like, you posting every day on your Facebook page, on your Instagram. Just give a shout out to, like, hey, y'all want to go to the market today? Don't forget XYZ market. Don't forget there's a young lady has a farm out in off of Camp Creek. Beautiful farm. I did a tour. I met her at the spa, and we connected there and went out there, and she does co-op. So you can go out there, pay her $100, and then eat for 6 months. I mean, so it's things like that that I don't think a lot of people know about. And if you don't know about it, then you can't possibly support. So I say that I can pick up the mantle and just start listing all the businesses and like shooting y'all a text message saying, hey, Steve, don't forget, share this. If you text it, then this way, when we leave the house, then we know we left the house with $20 in our pocket and we came back and we bought some shea butter from your girl. You know what I'm saying? Like, we knew exactly what we needed. We went out there. You have a lot. We have a lot of systems that I think we're just scrambled.
Yeah.
So I want to know, how can we get unscrambled, sister?
I was just going to say what this brother just said. We can create a directory. I'm sure they're out there already, but we can create one that is very visible and very promoted and get it out there, get it to everybody, Make sure, because it's very easy to find the black businesses. I make sure when I leave out of my house every day, I patronize a black business. I make sure of that. And there are many people that do that, because that's the energy that we're in right now. Absolutely. So we can create a directory. We can pool our money and we can get it done. Absolutely. I will be the first to say it. I live at the library.
Yeah.
I live. That's where I live.
And,
so
and
I would do the research.
Yeah, and there's different organizations. So that's why everybody signed in. I'll be calling you, be like, yeah, I heard you say you're gonna do this. Plus, this being recorded. So if you say, I'm
definitely gonna do it.
Right.
And I'm also gonna expound on that idea. And when we get that directory, we're gonna do some cash mobs to these businesses.
Yes.
We're gonna get it done.
Yes, absolutely.
That's one of the things we do with New Order. We have chapters in different cities and different states. So we have a black business directory where we compile a list of names and businesses. So when we're there in those cities, we're staging protests and activities, we let people know where to go to spend their money. Because I'm not sure how many people are really into protesting. But when you go somewhere, you're going to have to eat. You may need a place to stay and things like that. So what we do is we have a list prepared before we go there to share with people. And I had an incident where I was trying to do some business in my hometown. So naturally, I was looking for Saginaw, Michigan.
Saginaw.
Black electricians, black plumbers, and things like that. Because if we always talk about black money being spent, we also have to talk about black money being saved and invested.
Absolutely.
And there's a huge niche where I'm from for black servicemen, plumbers, electricians, and things like that service our homes. So we also can attack it from different ways. We have to teach people these vocations so we can do business with them.
Absolutely.
So when we go to areas, there's like, why can't I find a black electrician, for instance? Or a black grocery store, or something like that of that nature. And like you said, there are a lot of them being circulated online right now. You just have to plug in. And before you buy something, look first.
Yeah, look first.
Simply look for a black
that's what we
place
said.
To live or stay.
Be so mindful with your money.
Right.
Like we talked about, when we're going to get down to like the real core, because the core is we're wealthy. I mean, we have lots of money coming in. We have lots, but we don't have a community, first of all. And so it's hard. It's kind of hard to say keep your money in your community, because like, really, do we have a community? We got to identify with if we have a community or not. And so now when we start being mindful of that, and we wake up our neighbors to be mindful, like, do you know your neighbor? I mean, like, let's start with there. Like, do you know 3 people on the left and 3 people on the right? And a lot of times people don't. They're just they're just missing the boat. So to me, like, this whole just kind of got to get back to the old, some old school tactics.
One of the old school tactics that I'm most familiar with is something like football, something like a male fraternity or female fraternity or whatnot. It's like each thing, the group that comes together, you call it a gang, call it whatever, they have a brand.
We're a gang.
Yeah, they have a brand. They have a name. I'm in marketing, so I love brands. once you have a brand, you understand what you're following. You know what I'm saying? You understand what the creed is. You understand what your do's and don'ts is, your bylaws, and you pay your dues to be a part of that. That's what we have to develop, our own brand. We don't have it, never had it. We call it the culture. We call it what they give us, African American, black. We just take whatever they give us, colored. But what are we? And when we figure that out, then all these things that we got, they just fit in. Those black plumbers, those black, everything just fit into that brand. Because that brand needs to be built up by everything we out here doing scatteredly. We'll just fill that one boat up, and that's our boat. Until we pick that boat that's going to take us back over there, the reverse slave trade, and take us back to Africa, we have to build that boat.
Another thing is we have to be willing to answer the call, because I heard you today, Ken, and you were like really screaming for people to come out and be there. And and who showed up?
Sister Camilla showed up. Yes, she did. But like I said, it takes the people to make a movement.
Yeah.
The same people can't be out there. Then we could boycott in different ways. This is just the way I know how to do it.
Right.
If I don't know what you know, you don't know what I know.
Right.
But that gas, it got to stand down. And the people in the community are not woke, are not aware.
You said it right the first time, they're not awoke.
Yeah, you can't get mad at them, because these people we told them the situation, we're happy. They walk right in the store.
Right in the store. And the sad part about it is we can't everybody's not gonna wake up. Everybody's never woke at the same time,
And another thing is, some people have to walk. It's probably the closest store in the community.
But if we have a system, then we should know who. This is my point. If you know who three doors on the left and 3 doors on the right, then you know that there is the elderly lady that doesn't have anybody. And when you get ready to go to the grocery store, you can knock on her door and say, Miss Jones, I'm taking off to the grocery store. Can I pick you up something? We have to really be assertive about our movement, because there is always a way to help somebody if you know that they need help. But we were walking in our community, and the lady was walking past me, and I'm outside, chilling, sitting down, speaking to everybody, and she said, I'm walking, and I live down here, and I'm by myself, and this, that, and the third. So then we started walking together, and it was because I was outside, she was walking, and we spoke. Believe that. Imagine that, speaking. Yeah.
Well, I just want to jump in and kind of reiterate too, the idea that, and yes, we do need a lot of people. We do need people to wake up. A lot of people, everybody's not going to always be woke. Most people back in the day hated Malcolm X. They thought he was causing too much trouble. Most people actually also hated Dr. King, even though everybody going to tell you that they was right out there with him. No, they wasn't. They hated his guts. And in everything that he write, he named names and tell you that folks hated his guts. Now, I say that to say a lot of the policies that we were able to get done when Leonard and I were in a certain organization and we're running stuff, we got a lot of stuff done. We had two good folks and a handful of soldiers. Now, if we can count, let's just say we got 10 folks in the room, and ancient African text, which the Bible was based on, which the Quran and other stuff was based on. You know what it all say? 1 can chase 1,000. 2 can chase 10,000. We got a handful of folks. We gonna make some stuff happen. So it don't matter to me who ain't woke. If we got enough folks that's woke, we in agreement, and we gonna move this thing forward. That's all we need. Cause we might have Brother Ken outside, but we got other folks that's on the phone. We got Brother Rashad Richie that's doing his thing. We are going to win regardless. It don't matter who else ain't woke. We woke. So we got this. Yeah. I just want to keep us elevated and lifted, because our focus can't be who ain't here. We got to stay focused on who is here and what our commitment is. So I appreciate you, Sister Wanda, for making us focus on what we're going to do, what our individual commitments will continue to be. I've been in this thing for over 30 years, so I ain't new to this. I'm true to this. Now, what I do has continued to shift and grow and develop as I have. Like Brother Ken said, he's a street soldier. I don't do that no more. I got old and cute. So I ain't out there. I ain't coming.
Not old and cute.
But my commitment, that's right. But my commitment remains the same, and I'm going to be in this thing, and we going to win.
Yeah.
Right.
Absolutely.
I'm a little behind. The conversation was going so rapidly fast. So please, I'm old and ain't cute. So just bear with me. But when you spoke, brother, about being able to know from town to town who are the electricians and who are the service people and who, how about getting an app for that? Sister, you gonna do your thing. We can have apps which have all of the black business owners, the black service people, the black this and that. So if you go into Saginaw, Michigan, you can just get on the app and everything will come up in all kind of categories and all of that. I'm thinking about, like the Happy Cow app, that you can go anywhere in the United States and know where to go, where they sell, vegan and plant-based food. Right. And then just recently there was a brother that has an app. It's a black app, so where all of the black restaurants are and things of that nature. So get an app for that.
And those are the types of things that we use. We use those types of apps because usually when you find out, there's usually some kid at a science fair that came up with it. And then it went into production, and a lot of people didn't realize, hey, I got to go download that app. A lot of times, if you just put black pages in whatever your tool is, you'll get a lot of those apps back, and you'll get a lot of those black business directories back. Because this was one of the things that we found out, because we did not want to do business with people that didn't like us. When we went to Gina and all these places, people going to have to go to the bathroom, so they're going to go into a service station or a restaurant. We wanted to even make sure that they knew whether or not they were going into a black restaurant or a black service station, because we're always conscious of the fact they used to be colored only, white only. The last book, what was the movie, The Green Book or what have you?
No, The Green Book. I just watched that movie the other day.
That is exactly what that was.
I just watched that movie the other day.
Right. Even with our Airbnbs, all these types, if you book a travel plan, call and find somebody that's running the travel agency or that's part of that travel medium. There are lots of young black people that are taking advantage of lots of different things. Wherever you want to travel, if you want to book a flight, go through their portal to do that.
Absolutely.
I usually always tell people, because I'm real harsh with black business type situations, for the very simple fact that is, appeal to me other than the color of my skin. And you will compel people to buy your products.
Absolutely.
And like, say for instance, iamenough. That's your book. They see your face on the book. The brother say, that's the brand right there. So when they want to talk to somebody like them, they see your face right on the book. We have some people scared to put their face on their product.
That speaks to confidence.
Right. For the very simple fact is, they don't want to not take white money or offend anyone. A lot of successful business owners, you would never know they own their establishment in certain areas because that's not one thing that they highlight.
Right.
So I think that, like the brother said before, branding is the key to everything. But we want you to step up. It's 2019. If you want me to sit in your coffee shop, you got to have wireless.
Yeah. Absolutely. We have to. We definitely have to compete, and the information is out there. And I thank you. I thank you both, and especially Star. I thank you, because one thing that I had on my list was education. I know we're not gonna really get into it, but we have to really. We're in a global market, so we have to compete globally. We everybody should be aware of that. And I totally agree with you in terms of sell me other than black. No, I'm gonna sell you on excellence. Service, and then I want to be held accountable. And what happens is, but I still say that we still need to have conversations with each other, because this happened to me. You go to a facility and everything's not up to par. I am the kind of person that I want to pull you over from an owner to an owner and say to you, sister, my brother, this is what I see. this is what I think you probably need to pay attention of. I don't know if you're aware of that, because truly in business, we have our eyes on so many directions and things get missed. And if we are truly for one another, then I should be able to tap you on the shoulder and say, this is what's going on, without you getting offended, and also without me getting emotional thinking, well, let me just take my kids and my money and go on down the road and like, be patient. I'm a coach, and one thing I have learned is how to be patient. You cannot just slap somebody up over the head and tell them, get it, wake up. Like, no, it doesn't work like that. Like, if you had enough courage to open up your business, then have enough confidence to talk to other people about it and say, it's easy for somebody to tell you what they love about you. I want to know what you don't love about me, what you don't like, what you feel like I can be doing better. See, people want to give you a survey and say, check off all of the good, crummy, yummy parts. No, I want you to put down there, well, Wanda, you could do this a little bit different. Why don't you try doing this? Now, it doesn't mean that I'm a follower, but at least I was open enough. Right? I mean, I was open enough to listen, and I wanted to hear your perspective, because I want you to come back and I want to make things better. So I want to make sure that your attention is drawn in the right place and that I hear you right. So if you say something like, well, I didn't like that, so let me repeat that, let me understand what it is you don't like. Now I can decipher whether you having a bad day or whether it's a legitimate concern. And this is where as people, not just black people, but let's just say all people, let's just say us. And no, let me back that thing up. I'm just gonna say this is a black person. This is a black person talking. I'm black. My mama was black. I guess my daddy was black. I never met him, but I hear he was black too. And my granny was black for sure. And I come from black business owners, so I'ma talk black today. Okay, today is my one day for talking black. And that is, if we don't have enough sense to open up and to tap our brothers and sisters on the shoulders to say, hey, we're in this together and I want to see you win, so I'ma tell you that your slip is hanging. I'm going to tell you that you foul, that's foul, and we need to turn that around. I'm not going to just say, write you off and then don't mess with you no more. I want to help you get better.
That's right.
This is where, can we get to that point of it? Can we just want to help each other get better so then we can grow together, and I can call like, hey sis, I put salt in there. You say, well, you should have put sugar in there. Now I know. So these are the issues that's really truly at stake, because it's not even a lack of black business. We need better businesses, and we need to know that there are resources that if we set our business up properly, we can get the funding. But a lot of times we try to bootstrap and we cock at it, and you don't want to do the right thing. If you're a mechanic, go get all your certifications. Open up you a shop. Take a chance on yourself. Don't try to fix my car on the right side of the road. You can't write me no receipt. I can't take you to court or nothing. I had an incident like that. That's why. I flashback real quick. So calm down. So anyway, that's just where I'm at with that. Well, we're gonna take a short break. Okay, I want y'all to watch that video again. She exists because Florida's going to be hot, and I need some more seats to get filled. I need butts in the seats. So come on down to Florida, watch that video, and we're going to come right back after that.
Coming to Tampa, Florida on November 9th, She Exists presents Expanding Your Territory, Part 2.
My name is Janelle, and I am CEO and founder of She Exists. She Exists presents an amazing night of the Expanding Your Territory Part 2. That's right, I said it, the Expanding Your Territory Part 2. It is coming to Tampa Bay, Florida, enjoy an amazing night of speakers as they share health, education, and knowledge at the Expanding Your Territory Part 2 on November 9th. For more information, please reach www.sheexists.org, www.sheexists.org. You don't want to miss the 3-course meal. The ambiance is elegant. Please come out and enjoy and have a good time. www.sheexists.org.
Wanda is considered one of the most passionate and positive people you'll ever meet, both personally and professionally. Her inspirational mentoring, sales, and customer service training has dubbed her to be Wanda D. Hollis, the Motivational Queen. She launched Wanda D TV, a revolutionary online real estate talk show where local businesses and community leaders discuss their services, issues, and concerns. Wanda is passionate about helping people achieve their goals and dreams. She has gone on to pursue many passions, including her I Am Enough talk show, having a seat on the West Georgia Board of Realtors, author of inspirational and motivational books, and also a strong supporter of several nonprofit organizations within her community. Wanda believes that there's no such thing as bad decisions, only regrets of not making the right attempt. For speaking engagements or to book her for your next event or conference, please visit www.iamenough365.com.
We're back here on the I Am Enough talk show with Wanda D. Hollis, the Motivational Queen, and your co-host here, Miss Shemia Hill-Burton. We're going to change topics for a little bit. We're going to go into the justice part. I know a lot of, because of the unfortunate incident at the gas station with this gentleman's pastor, we're always talking about, we want justice, everything, everybody wants justice, and when it comes down to the court systems, we want to make sure that everyone is educated to know how to go about that justice. I do understand emotions are high, especially if it's your child or, your closest family member, your pastor. And we love the boycotting and, to get the community together, the togetherness and everything. But we want everyone to understand how the court system is ran, what court systems, which trial, what the difference between trial law and civil law and things of that nature. I went to school I'm a graduate. I have a bachelor's degree in criminal justice. I went to Mercer University and Chattahoochee Technical College. So I have my associate's and my bachelor's degree in criminal justice. A lot of different layers in criminal justice when I was learning. I didn't get to work in the actual field, but I did get to experience how this process works and how broken it is. We all know that it's broken. We know that there are old laws that are still in the books and things of that nature. And as a gentleman said, here it is 2019. We need to start revamping that system. That system no longer fits anyone. It is not just blacks and whites. We have a melting pot. People need to wake up, understand that. We do not want people to think that one person is better than the other anymore. This is one nation. We're always screaming that it's one nation. You got too many people who want to be on one side of the platform or one side of this. You got to work with somebody, people. You're going to learn this one way or the other. You got to work with whites. You got to work with Spanish. You got to work with Japanese because of the way the world works. We all work together in different in different continents and in different countries. We work with all types of individuals. And if we're not educating ourselves to be able to be open to that, and we do want everyone to understand and respect each other, then we're not going to get anywhere. In the criminal justice system, I feel like with everything going on from the innocent shootings, and we were talking. We didn't get into the education, but everyone knows that. Well, most people who don't know, and it was on, I believe, Netflix. They were talking about the school to prison pipeline.
Shouts out to Raheem Shabazz.
That's right. So we're talking about how people are trying to mold small children before we even get to their next phase, to already be going into the prison systems. So my question is to everyone: how do you all feel about the criminal justice system at this point? How do you feel, sir? How do you feel about the criminal justice?
Leonard could be best answer that. He's into that.
One of the things that Ken Wardo knows that I do, I'm very big on the criminal justice system and interacting with authority. And I think a lot of people have to understand that a lot of your laws and things like that come from behavior. People watch how you behave, and then they craft law around how you behave. So we have our regular things like your regular routine murder, all that great stuff that's been going on. But the issue is that the disproportionate number of individuals of color that are not being treated justly. And we have to understand that we are in a participative government. You have to participate. Mm-hmm. The reason why you have laws the way they have them now is because you're not participating. If you look at Georgia, for instance, we had a great candidate for governor. Mm-hmm. We blew it because of something simple as not putting people in power to address these issues. If you have people that want to make money off the system, guess what they're going to be talking about? How to get more of you locked up.
Exactly.
Now they're criminalizing the behavior of children as early as 2nd, 3rd grade. You can wind up in handcuffs in 2nd and 3rd grade. So we have to make sure that we're doing our part before it gets there. And a lot of that has to do with voting and knowing who you are electing. Okay. The majority of the power structure in Georgia is still white Republican. Mm-hmm. And so this is why we have a lot of the laws that we have. They're even trying to keep us out of the cannabis system by specifically targeting individuals who have had records with cannabis, trying to keep you from getting into the business of cannabis. Mm-hmm. So that's part of criminal justice as well. We're sitting in jail for a joint, and they letting people across town grow it, sell it, and do whatever they want to do with it. Mm-hmm. And that's because we need to do what we need to do to get in those seats to change the laws.
Okay. All right.
Man, I hear all this, and I just know that at the end of the day, we have to go. You can't be here and do these things that we're saying. This is their system. The criminal justice system probably started when they made police, when they wanted to corral all the free slaves.
Oh, it did start there.
That's where police started.
That's where it started. Yeah, absolutely.
It was used to be only marshals and things like that, sheriffs and marshals. Mm-hmm. But they create the police force after they freed the slaves to corral up and slap everybody with criminal activity, and they demonized our behavior because the 13th Amendment says slavery is abolished unless you commit a crime. So now they just slap crime on everybody for whistling at a white lady or whatever they could throw at you. And, here we go. Everybody got records and felonies and things. So fighting them would only go to the core. I mean, I can't sugarcoat it no other way than say to change their system, it would be bloodshed.
Mm-hmm, it will. I want y'all to see a clip right quick. This clip is of Ken Wardo earlier today. Did you know that?
Still out here. You guys are still getting no money, as you can see. We tight, but we still out here. We still out here. 479 Joseph E. Boone and Northside Drive. They pulled a gun out on a 58-year-old elderly pastor, and called him a nigga. And so they respect us. till they respect our elders, till they respect our kids. Man, you know, we need to shut them down. We need to stop giving these people our money, and they treating us like shit. Period. And we still out here fighting. Still out here fighting. Look at that. Look at that. And they ain't really mad at us, but you know, I'm mad at them too. That's right.
These Asians can come in, and these Arabs can come in, and the Chinese can come in.
Tell them.
You spend your money with the people that look like you. Spend your money with the people that respect you. Let's show them what black power look like. And that's keeping our black dollars in our black pocket. Keep your black dollars.
That's right. So they learn how to stop disrespecting us in our community. They need no more of our money. They need no more of our dollars. We're gonna be out here all day, all night long. We tired, but we still out here. We still out here. Look at that. No business.
Well, that was Ken working today, and I've seen you work like that countless of times. Too many to count, you know, too many courthouse steps, marches, and you know what you do with your organization, Action Not Talk. It's definitely you take action. So we also know that. Can you explain what else is going on with the recent shootings that haven't been addressed?
Well,
things that happen
over the past few years, you know, I've been out here with the mothers right here in Atlanta, Georgia. Linda as well, been out there, you know. Marion Robinson, Material Robinson, Material Robinson's son, Jamarian Robinson. This was about 3 years ago. Her son got shot over there in East Point 76 times. And, you know, they tried, the U.S. Marshals tried to keep it covered up. You know, so she's still waiting on her court date. They keep on pushing the sister court date back and back, you know. So I don't know where that's going right now, just, you know, bringing awareness to the people. Sister Felicia Thomas, her son Nick Thomas, got killed out in 4 years ago out in Cobb County, Smyrna. She lost her case. The officer actually got a promotion about 8 months later. And you know, she's filing the civil suit, so she's waiting on that. We have Oscar Kane. Oscar Kane, he was an activist out here. This is back in the springtime. You know, the police murdered him. You know, used to be an activist. They lost that case. He's fighting. His family's going through a civil suit, and it goes on and on and on. So it's right here in Atlanta, right in our faces. About 2 years ago, you know, we did a fight against police brutality weekend. The whole weekend, these mothers that came from various different states, and I almost cried that Friday night. My brother's right here; he witnessed it. So you know, it's something that's in my face.
Yeah.
So this real out here. So we need to wake up.
Right. And I know that there's probably a lot of people, especially, people in the room that have been touched, you know, personally with tragedies in our family because of it. I know it happened in my family. So, and my brother over there, Steve, said, you know, we just need to get our own system. Like, that's all I keep. Even when I met him, he was like, Landerwood, right? Yes. Like system, like our own system, and that's what it really comes down. And and I guess my heart goes out because it bleeds, because it's like, how do we come together? There is so many diversities. I hear now that activists are going against other activists. Like everybody wants the spotlight. Like how do we? Like, how?
To myself, I stayed away from a lot of people till I found out who they really are. You know, because they're not there You know, they have other arterials than, you know, goals, whatever you want to call them. Half of them, I hate to say it, are ignorant. I have no respect for them. Half of them want to be famous, you know, when our people out here suffering, and that's real, it's not funny to me. So I step back and try to, you know, do other things, you know, I have other outlets. So I just step back because, you know, it's not funny to me. So that's all. And I know this brother right here, Stephen, as well. You know, about 4 years ago, I remember I threw that
In East Point, yeah.
Yeah, that
Men's
round table, you know, that's something. He one of the brothers that came, and I want to get back to doing things like that as well. So yeah, I want to connect with you anyway, brother.
And the big scope of it is unity.
That's right.
And it definitely increases when we all put that money in a pot together and use it for us. And we can only do that if we have one mind to empower ourselves. All this come financially, because if we were financially straight, we could get a good lawyer for our man and, you know, go build another store and do what we need to do in the system if we're going to operate in this system. But until then, I think it's just best that we create our own. We have created Atlanta and that's the film industry, but it embodies everything. The film is what drives it, because we can first control our image, second, educate through film and through our mediums, and second, we can pool our wealth together. And then these platforms that, like my brother spoke, what is your product? Our product is a film that can embody your brand, millions of brands to the world. So then we globally shine a light on all these nonprofits and organizations, community organizations that we have. We have to globally shine a light on them through our films and re-educate our kids and our people through our films. And we could shine so much light on where we've been, the path we've been through. So many people don't even know about Black Wall Street. They don't know that the police was founded but all these stories need to be told. All these educational things need to be told, and they need to be told through film.
Yeah.
Period. The Malcolm X stories, all these things, we learned about them. Spike Lee put it out there. You know, nobody ever did, besides Selma, but nobody ever did a MLK life story. You know what I'm saying? So it's so many content that we have to actually create great platforms to embody all these talks that we have. We just did a movie not too long ago right here in the West End called The Hate You Give. And it was about police brutality, shot a young man, and how it affected high schools and the kids, because that's who it affects. When things go down, we sit back and try to figure out a plan, but it affects those kids hard, you know, firsthand. So we want to be able to educate them on how to act during these type of situations here. So that's what I say. We all just come together and use ourselves as one band, one sound. And then if we need to create that euphoric place of Wakanda or whatever, we'll have the actual means to do it. So when you move, I would want to move. You know what I'm saying? Because we all one brand, all one family. It's the culture.
Right.
So let's just give the culture a brand.
Yeah.
And I just want to say what we've really been saying this evening, the bottom line is financial. It really is. And so just to go back to where you were talking about voting, people don't understand that it's okay to stand in those lines and vote. But when you finish voting, you have to put your money behind the candidate that you voted for. We don't do that. We think it stops right when we stand in that line, but it doesn't. We don't grease anybody's pockets. Everybody's talking about they're upset because Home Depot gave to Trump. That's what the corporations do. Yeah. They grease their pockets so they can get what they want. We don't do that.
Right.
We don't put our money in any candidate's pocket. You know, so
we're going to pray.
That's what we're going to do. We're going to get on our knees and pray. But no, money talks and BS walks. It really does. So we don't understand that we have to grease pockets of the candidates. Like you said, we lost the election. We really didn't lose it. We need to put our money up there. And until we realize that it's all about finances, then we can vote all we want to vote. It doesn't mean anything. It really doesn't mean anything until we learn that aspect of voting.
And that's true. That's true. Right.
I was going to say that, you know, we were talking about unity. We have to get out of our own ego. That's another thing. I feel like a lot of black people, we seem to, like we say, we segregate ourselves.
Yeah.
We're already segregated. You we segregate ourselves. So we have to get out of our own way. We have to stop this ego trip thing, because we're saying, well, I worked hard for this and I worked hard for that. Everyone works hard for everything they have. Everyone works hard to make it through the day, to get food on the table. Your hard work is no bigger than mine. You struggle, I struggle. We struggle together. You just don't know that we're struggling together. You want to pretend like it's just you, son. So we got to get out of the ego, and that's one of the issues I see a lot. It's like everybody's, well, like you said, it's like we get all these different activists, and it's like, oh well, that activist party isn't as best as mine. We're all trying to go in the same direction. How is one better than the other? We're all supposed to be going in the same direction. Get out of the ego, and then maybe you can come together and do something for real. I feel like we talk. You're right, money is very important, but that's an ego thing too. I don't want to give my money because you're not giving your money. I'm not doing this because somebody else is not doing this. It's just like
how much you give, and I want to give more.
How much you give, and I want to give
less. Or
Keeping up with the Joneses. Everybody remembers Keeping Up with the Joneses. I want to be better than Jones. So you got to get out of that. You need to be better. You need to want to be better for the cause or whatever you're trying to go for, not your own personal vendetta that everybody seems to harbor sometimes. It's like you don't want to be my friend. It's like information. I give you information, but you didn't want to give me the information. Right. You know things about media, but there's another person who knew something else that you could have known, and they don't want to tell nobody.
Yeah, the half. I'm going to give you half of the ingredients. So then your cake ain't going to rise because I forgot to tell you to put baking soda in it. I told you everything else, but I left out baking soda. I just want to I have a question for Steve.
Yes.
In terms of how is your process coming along with the Lanawood? How successful are you seeing where the other independent artists are coming on board?
Yes,
in that same process.
Me personally, I have worked hard in getting the entertainment business industry to be more unified, and I held a big conference about 2 years ago called Hip Hop for Healthcare, and it was basically getting music labels to offer healthcare to their artists, and creating a job atmosphere of the situation, and not just a ENT. But me personally, I see the development in the producers creating great quality products. Like I can say The Hate U Give is the last film, but the first film was Snow in the Bluff. So you could see the transition from growth in production of people, independent producers, from a guy taking a cell phone to a guy doing a major production. And that growth embodies hiring people. When your standards grow, you get a better production crew.
Right.
You hire more stylists. You do the things that's necessary to grow the industry around you.
How is your distribution going now after the project is done? Then what's the distribution like?
Well, distribution starts with the local gas stations. We have a different approach to distribution because it's all about ownership. It's not basic internet digital based, because digital based is not the ownership factor. They took it away when they took away DVDs. You got more of your distribution when you had a hard copy. You got all of your distribution when you sold your movie for $10 instead of putting it online and you getting 3 cents. You know what I'm saying? So they took that portion away, and which took a big hit, because now you can say, I could give you a DVD and you're like, oh, what is that? I don't want that. You want to see it on Netflix. So it's like now we go into the gas stations. It's like, so we do the numbers. How many gas stations is it in a city compared to
So are you selling
movie
DVDs in the gas station?
Yes, as you walk in, now if you walk into the gas station, you mainly see music right there on the desk. Prior to 2018, there were music and movies. It might have been a kiosk in there with movies in them. Those were Lanawood movies. You know what I'm saying? Hollywood don't put their movies in gas stations. We were. So there's more gas stations in the city, and black people frequent gas stations more in the city than they do a movie theater. So that was our target market of distribution, was 66 gas stations in Metro Atlanta. Now we revamped that, then went digital, because that's where the whole flow went. And we can see that there is no benefit in digital, because it's hard for you to go and click on my website and download my film. You do it for Netflix and subscribe, put your card on there, and be happy. But if I say come to my site, put your card on there, it's like, so we see you have to adjust to the consumer. And our people, we don't go put our cards online on any other site.
Do you use the cloud with Amazon?
Where we at now is XOD. Experience on demand.
I'm familiar with Dominique.
So now we're going to channel all our distribution and all our films through XOD and change the narrative from YouTube and all those other platforms, and embody our sole distribution channel, which we haven't had before.
Awesome. And another thing, let me just say shout out to Dominique Mitchell and his other partners. That is a Black-owned network, and they do full distribution, in every country, and so many millions of viewers. The same problem though is with what you said at first. I don't know XOD, so you have to educate the people, 3 people to the right and 3 people to the left. You got to educate people on what is XOD, because again, we brainwashed on, and I'm just gonna say it, you got more people sleep than awoke.
Yes.
So you brainwashed on what you know and what you see, even though Netflix ain't sending you no money back, but it's what you know. It's what has your attention and your focus. So now it's this big push, and I'm glad you mentioned that name, of just letting people know about the power of control. So when you can take all of those film in a pot, put it on XOD, and then say to everybody, hey, pay us $4.99 a month and watch as many movies as you want to. You keep the whole entire $4.99 or however much you want to charge, and then now hopefully you tell them, hey, if you do it, then tell somebody else to do it, then tell somebody else to do it. Now your subscribers start to grow from that concept. But that's the same concept that we have to have with everything we do. It's like finding a platform that we can grow on. And my goal right now is to find a platform where we can connect the dots to all of these small people doing great things. You know?
I that's a good movie, The Hate You Give. I never know you done it. Yeah. I talk to you. I never know the brother did. That's a good movie too, man.
You was about to say something, brother? You had that mic up in your hand.
You know that it's not going to be easy.
That's what I'm saying.
I just applaud this brother for what he did.
Yes.
Jay, you don't get bigger than Jay-Z. Everybody thought everybody was going to jump and just go straight to title. Everybody didn't go straight to title.
No.
They didn't care who owned it or what you had. You had to appeal to that consumer, whether it was your price point, ease of delivery. A lot of folks saying if I can get it on the phone, I can get in touch with more people. So it's entrepreneurs have to go get that education like you talked about before, because not only are you dealing with new products, you're also dealing, like when you were talking about distribution. That's amazing how he was able to present. This is what he's going through trying to distribute his product. Lots of folks have used that lane and become hugely successful that way. I always applaud my brothers in hip hop for the very simple thing. They took their product, everybody was against it except the street.
And that's who served them.
I used to love my hip hop underground before it became mainstream. And then you seen brothers with, we're going to sell them out the trunk. Because if people want it, they're going to come to the trunk to get it.
And they came.
That movie is so popular.
Yeah.
So popular across a lot of different cultures and things like that because of where it's distributed from. And if we could train ourselves to go to this new platform, we will find out people will follow that platform.
And you have to educate them. You have to educate them, and that's what I'm talking about now. That's why we're here today, because we have to be relentless about letting people know that it's a new day and it's a new sheriff in town. You know, like XOD, new day, new sheriff in town. Like, you supported everything else. Let's move off of that platform. But people are slow to move. You got more people sleep than awoke. You got more people sleep that's buying your stuff. It's not the awake people, it's the sleep people, because they still want to be entertained. Everybody wants to be entertained. And then when they have a light bulb that go off, then it's like, oh, okay, I'll come over here. Because it's like this. What's the difference? There is no difference. Service is service. You watching the program is you watching the program, whether you're going to watch it on your iPhone, tablet, your computer, your TV, you're still going to watch it. But it's just, we as a people, as a culture, we just don't like change, and we're so fearful of what, oh my God, even think about when computers first came out, people wouldn't even touch them. Like, what is that? Oh my God, I'm gonna break it. You know, so now we've gotten past that. Everybody is on their phone. Everybody is on their phone. People do everything on their phone. The young people, they stroll really fast, and the older people, they stroll a little slower. But everybody is on their phone. So this is where you have to meet people at. I want to touch on something right quick, and that's this education thing. And this is where I get really, really heated. So if y'all start seeing steam come out my ears, all right, just melt. If you over here, you're going to melt, and if you over there, you're going to melt. But I am so sick of this system that we call education, and this is where I really think that as Black people, miseducation. This is where I really think as Black people, we need to really realize that if we don't teach our children, it's your fault. If your children don't know something, it's your fault, period. So why do you send your child to a school that does not educate them properly on competing in a global market, nor teach them about their culture or anything else, and you don't do it at home, or maybe you do, but you're sending them to school, and just how they put that dollar on your head in slavery and in the penitentiary system, that same dollar applies to your head when you send your kid to school. So because the state gives payment out for every child attending, but I hear so many people, and I was one of them, and private school is no better, that you send your child to school, the school system doesn't do what they're supposed to do, yet you keep sending them back. Kind of like going to that store that's not working for you and you keep running back. Please do.
Okay, because, baby. I have a 7-year-old son, okay? And when he started kindergarten, he was just starting school, you know, and he was excited and everything else. However, I have a very bright and intelligent, and like most children, because they're brand new out the box, they're bright and intelligent. However, we had a problem with the school. You have bullies. Now, we're not talking about kids. We're talking about teachers. We're talking about administrators. We're talking about people who do not want to see your child shine. And you know your kid's potential. Now, we all know kids can be rambunctious. They get a lot of energy and everything else, but if you're not letting them go to recess and you ain't going to let them burn it out, how else are they supposed to be able to get this out? But then you have these teachers, the way they're teaching doesn't make any sense to you, doesn't make any sense to them. It probably don't even make any sense to the teacher. So they're not getting what they need out of it, or you got kids who are advancing quickly. My son was advancing too fast. They didn't like that.
You was too?
Yep, I was one too. I was advancing too fast. They didn't like it. All of a sudden, his behavior became the problem. He's bored. In a whole classroom full of, let's say, 14 kids, he's waiting on 13 to get done. And they're not giving him anything else to do. They want him to sit there looking at everybody
not get
else.
In trouble.
Not get in trouble, not move,
and
don't do anything.
Here come the pills next.
Yeah.
Because this is where they're trying to move to. By personal experience, I was diagnosed with ADHD when I was 8. Okay?
Push it.
All because I was, all because I was
creative
and outgoing and adventurous, and
asking
because
questions.
I ask questions. I'm intelligent. I'm going to question you.
You are a problem.
A nonconformist. I was a nonconformist that high. I'm a nonconformist now. So because I'm a nonconformist and I question everything because of the way that I was raised and taught, and I told you I didn't grow up here. I grew up in Germany, where they teach you exactly to say what's on your mind, where you get to you get the education you asked for, you get the grit of the education you wanted. They started messing with my son. Being a mom, and I'm telling all moms, don't listen to all your teachers. Now, let's say, I'm not saying that you know your kid and your child may act up a little bit, but be mindful that you know just how far your child goes. So when it goes from one extreme to the other, you'll be like, wait a minute, time out. This isn't my child now. So we took him out. I did an online charter school, okay? I'm telling this because people don't know that they have options. You do not have to, or homeschool, exactly. The online charter schools are free, though. And they send you all your materials and all your supplies and everything else. And if you don't have a computer, they send you that. You don't got internet, they hook you up with that. You get all these different resources for you to be able to educate your child. And I see it as a great opportunity to see exactly the potential of your child compared to how he was at school. Because my son made A's, and he still made A's. Now, there are pros and cons to it, of course. You know, you're gonna need to be there. You're gonna be coach and things of that nature. But you get to be hands-on.
But it's more flexible. And
It's flexible. You're more hands-on. Now,
That's where your discipline come in, though.
Yeah, it does. But you know what? I'd rather you be disciplining your child than the system that's neglecting them, discipline them. And me and Star was having a conversation about that yesterday, about the food. Like, because when they're in the schools and they're starting them off with sugar, and they close the day off with sugar, because the snack for the day at the end of the day is some fruit snacks. And if y'all read the labels, that's sugar. So, and they start them in the morning with a Pop-Tart. That's sugar. So here it is, your child is all hyped up on sugar, and they're wondering why your child won't be still. Well, you just gave them a high dosage of sugar, and then you're denying them to get connected with the sun outside and to exercise and anything like that. So again, we're talking about broken systems. That's, in the justice within the school system. So we're kind of like running out of time. So I just want to, what I want to do is take the time now to just put out this last plea. I apologize, Facebook, not really being able to interact with you, because normally we do a lot of Facebook interaction. But I just want to give my Facebook family a shout out and say thank you for paying attention. Thank you for sharing. And this conversation is continuing. So please connect with the people that you see here in the studio. They're going to share their information and how to get in touch with them. Please connect with them and see how you can serve in any kind of way, any kind of capacity that you can serve in. And also, for everybody that showed up today, this isn't the last discussion. Definitely is the first one of many. So me and my sister, we already said we got a project to do. We're going to get that done. And I'm going to reach out to everybody so we can just continue this conversation. But right now, I just want to take a moment to have everybody let people know how to get in touch with you, what's the best form of contact for you. Steve, you want to start?
Yes, well, you can get in contact with me. It's ATL Access, ATL, ACCESS, everything, all platforms. If you want to follow what's going on and building the industry, hashtag ATL Access, you can see what's been going on from the start of things till now. And if you want to just go online, check out the industry, it's www.localfilmjobs.org. And there you can sign up to be a producer, writer, actor, whatever you want to do in the industry. You can sign up and come get trained on how to be a working together force for the future. But other than that, Lanawood, baby. ATL Access approved.
And what do you always say, Steve? One band, one what?
One band, one sound.
All right. Again, I'm Camila Montgomery. You can find me on Facebook under Camila Montgomery. That's KAMEELAH. And my IG is Camila_the_diva, because that's who I am. And I am presently working on my third stage play. The kickoff is next Sunday, November 10th. I'm looking for sponsors, so you can DM me, you can hit me on Messenger, you can do whatever you want to do and be a sponsor in the community, because we need to support one another, right? And I am looking for actors and actresses, so you can come on my page and do that as well. All right.
And tell them about your monthly events that you have.
Actually, and I host a poetry event the first Thursday of every month at Fusion Sports Bar and Grill, which is at 5851 Buffington Road. Opens at 6 o'clock from 6 to 8. We got free margaritas, free sangrias. So come on and get your drink on. And about 8:30, the poetry starts. It's always dope. So we have some dope artists come and sign up each and every first Thursday. So you all make it out there, okay?
Okay.
All right.
Awesome.
Hold on, I want to interject because I didn't know we were plugging things. Every Friday, come out to O2 Lounge in Buckhead. We do an industry kickback. You come meet some hot directors, like I say, CEOs of platforms and music execs. You name it, we out there. We hugging on the community. Bring your talents, bring who you are. Let's lock in. And that is every Friday.
So you changed it. You was every other Friday. No, it's every Friday? Okay. No problem.
This is Leonard Jones. I'm the national spokesperson for New Order National Human Rights Organization. If you have any issues or what have you in your community, we do human rights advocacy as well as civil rights advocacy. Big shout out to our staff. We have amazing staff that makes all of this possible. If you have an issue or you need some assistance, you can give us a call at 1-800-346-5138. I have a Facebook page, Real Talk with New Order as well, where we talk about events and things like that every second Tuesday of the month, as well as we have various events that we partner with. And I'd like to thank Kim Wardo, who asked me to come out today because he knows how big I am with the criminal justice system and things like that. And I think we can bring a lot to our communities. We have a slogan, it's not I, but we. It takes a lot of people to make New Order possible on a political front, on a community front. So we need people to reach out, touch us. You can talk to us. If you have issues or you just need support in your area for anything, if you need to go talk to the people at the school, you want to go talk to some congressmen, get in touch with us so we can organize around what it is that communities need and to be able to bring that to politicians to get it on their agenda. So just reach out to us, 1-800-346-5138. Big shout out to our founder, Mr. Gerald Rose, for all that he does and keeps this mission out in front of us.
Give us that number again.
1-800-346-5138. We try to help anyone we can, whether you have an issue with criminal justice, food, clothing, or what have you. We try to connect you with resources and things like that that you need.
One more time.
1-800-346-5138. We also have a webpage, www.nonhro.org.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Moore.
My name is Ken Watermore. You can find me on Facebook as Ken Watermore. That's KenWardo. My last name is Moore. That's on Facebook. I have an Astronaut Talk Facebook and like page. Reach me through that. You can reach me on Instagram at PAPPY404. I co-host with Sister Camilla. She already plugged in our Cell Live open mic poetry show. So come on through, come and have a good time. I do another poetry show called Vocal Dialect. That's every second Thursday of each month. And you can basically find me everywhere. I love y'all.
Okay. Awesome. Now, you plugging?
Yes.
Again.
Yes, I'm Shemia Hilburton. I am an author of Beautiful and Hero. I can be reached on Instagram and Facebook as author Shemia Hilburton. And I don't have my website up just yet, but I'm going to have it up soon.
Okay, awesome. So I just want to encourage everybody to please pass this information along. It doesn't matter where you're watching us from, on whatever platform that you're watching us, plus share. The beautiful part about Facebook, and I just want to touch about this, we have We have these platforms that we totally underutilize. And I think if we could just do maybe 1% better across the board, then we would get more traction. So I want to encourage you to reshare this talk today. Hit that share button. Do a party. You don't even have to watch the whole show. Just do a party. Maybe sometimes during the week, just hit. Go live on this party, because what I know to be a fact is, if we start expecting change will come.
That's right.
If we start putting our work in, change will show up. It's only because we're not doing enough and we're not being aggressive as we should be. So I'm just encouraging everybody to just do 1% better. 1%, whatever 1% looks like to you, just do 1%. Because I know I'm aggressive, and I could say, doggone it, do 50%, but I'm just going to say to just do 1%. And if we can all just do 1% of sharing information, of giving everybody the whole truth, like give them all the ingredients to make the cake, don't leave nothing out. Become your brother instead of your brother's keeper. Become your sister instead of your sister's keeper. It's time for us to win. It's time for us to win big. And if you're winning, then doggone it, if you're not helping somebody else win, then you're really not winning. So I just want to encourage y'all to connect with me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, all them other platforms. It doesn't matter, because if we're really in this together, then you'll have my phone number and you can just call me on the phone and we can make something happen. So I just want to encourage everybody to get out of your way, to pay attention to the people inside of you. And another thing I want to challenge you, go learn your neighbors. Find out who 3 people on the side, to the left and the right of you. And so the next time we meet, then you should be able to tell me, so-and-so is to the left and so-and-so is to the right. Because when we talk about making changes, you gotta know who you can bring in the trenches with you. Not just the people that you see out here doing every work, but it could just be the people 3 doors to the left of you and 3 doors to the right of you. So put a pin in that, okay? Where the bell? Thank you. So I just want to say, next week, not next week, in 2 weeks, we'll be right back here inside of Status Network on the I Am Enough talk show. This upcoming Saturday, I'll be in Tampa, Florida. Please come hang out with me in Tampa. We're going to be doing some great things there. And I just want to encourage everybody to keep following your dream. Know that we at the I Am Enough talk show, we support you in everything you do. We're here for you, to serve you as best we can. So until we meet again, ta-ta. Bye for now.
Do I have your attention? It may take some time, so don't try to find it in this rhyme. My place is not for a petite bath. I'm here to soak down deep in your mind. And like a sponge, my desires to soak up all your thoughts. Play with Cupid's arrow until you get caught behind the sharp spear that whispers in your ear. From old school to new school ballads and iTunes, keep up with the snapping new jack. Yeah, you deserve a big pat on the back. Or should I sit in your lap, dancing? I'll be your private dancer. No money's needed, I'll do it for fun. Sex in the city or in the ride. Pull up in the driveway, happy days.